Have you ever had a student in your school who struggled with learning? I've been there. For many teachers, their reaction is to tell them to just study harder. But you and I both know there's more to it than a lack of effort. Hi there, Education Heroes. I'm Dr. Debbie Emery, Leadership Process Executive at the Flippin Group, and today I want to share with you a talk by our founder, Flip Flippin. Flip is a psychotherapist and New York Times bestselling author, and in this talk with educators, he explains how the brain is affected by stress and how that influences learning. Enjoy this talk, and I'll be back in a few minutes.
There's two organs in your brain I want you to know about, two structures. The first one is the hippocampus. I'll make this real simple. So hippocampus. Now I really want y'all to get this. The biggest building on the campus is the library. You got it? The biggest building on the campus is called? No, it's the hippocampus. I want y'all to say hippocampus. Let's do it again. The biggest building on the library is going to be the hippocampus. The hippocampus. Now, why is that important? Why would the hippocampus be important? Y'all tell me, why is that structure in your brain important? Because it's the library. It's the library. So Lawrence is going to teach us some stuff today that I'm seriously looking forward to. And believe it or not, brother, what you want that to go up my brainstem. You want that to hit the limbic system, go through the amygdala, and you want that to go to the hippocampus and stick right there. You want it in my hippocampus. Short-term, process-related memory. And why do you want it archived? Because you're going to want it back on a test. And when a teacher's teaching stuff, if it doesn't get to the hippocampus, it went nowhere. It went absolutely nowhere. So, y'all want to get things in the hippocampus? You want your teachers getting stuff into the hippocampus? Do you want to get stuff into your teacher's hippocampus? Absolutely. Do you know how to do it? So let's talk about your amygdala for a minute. Because these are the two organs. Isn't this fun? Yeah. So let me tell you about your amygdala. So here's your brainstem. Your limbic system sits on top of it. Inside the limbic system, you've got the hippocampus, which is really hippocampi. People always talk about like it's one structure, but it's not. It's bilateral. You've got one in the left and the right hemisphere. So it's hippocampi, and it's amygdala. And the amygdala it's an incredible organ because the amygdala has everything to do with stress. So if you have any stress in your life at all, it hits the amygdala inside your limbic system. You know the fight or flight mechanism in there? As stress goes up, the amygdala, which is the stress responding organ in your brain, the amygdala sends out all kinds of neurons and dendrites. And why is it doing that? Now, how many of y'all, honestly, and be honest, don't sit here and act like you're not, how many of y'all grew up in high-stress homes? Raise your hands. Now, hold it, keep them up. Come on, I want y'all to look around at this. So let me tell you what was going on. So when you grow up in a high-stress environment, your limbic system, because it's sent out through the amygdala, all of these dendrites and neurons, and so you have a little stress, and it's like, whoa, that was not a good thing. And then it happens again, and now it's like, seriously, not a good thing. And so you start growing these dendrites. You send out these neural pathways, and you grow dendrites off of them, interacting with your axons. And as you send those out, you're sending them out for one reason, and that is to be able to pick up and anticipate any incoming stress so that you'll have a response for it before it gets to you. Is that making sense? And what else happens? What did he say? What happens in the hippocampus? It starts shrinking. I want you to get this. It starts shrinking. Now, why is it shrinking? Because everything you've got's focused on anticipating this incoming stress. That's it. Now, y'all know you work with kids that come from highly stressed backgrounds. Now, you tell me, how do they do? How do they do? Where are our struggles in education today? If you control for poverty, we're the second highest performing developed nation in the world, academically. If we don't control for poverty, it varies on who you read, but it's around 34th. Why is that a factor? Why is that a factor? Why is it, now I want you to back up, if I want access to the hippocampus, how do I get it? What did he say? Do you want me to play it again, or did you get it? What did he say? He said, if you can remove the stress, the dendrites begin to shrink in the amygdala, and the hippocampus begins to grow and develop neurons and dendrites. Oh my goodness, this is like the most massive cue we've ever had, ever, out of fMRIs. So children coming from these high-stress backgrounds, what's the first thing that ought to be hitting them? What's the very first thing that ought to be in their life? What is it?
A loving relationship.
That's exactly what it is. Say it again.
Affection.
Yeah, affection. And we're saying you can't touch them. We've got laws written that are saying you can't touch children. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? This is not about hug a thug. This is about neurological access to your brain so that everything I teach you sticks. Now I'll share something with you just real quick, and then we'll do a Q&A time. I'm probably out of time. But I want you to know that when you're able to share who you are with someone, it opens the door for a connection with that person. Everybody in here has a story. Every child has a story. They don't get to share those stories. We know so little about the children we work with. We know so little about our colleagues. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? You've got to hear this. You've got to hear this. The only way we're ever going to get children in a spot where they can learn, where they can neurologically, is for them to be safe. And we've got to do everything we can to see to it that it's consistent. It can't be one way at one door and another way at another door. You can't have a bus driver that's not good and a teacher that's great. You can't have 4 teachers that are great and 1 teacher that kills it all. You can't do that. The more variability you have in a system, the more variability you have in outcomes. You introduce variability, believe me, you're going to have variability on the backside, which kills your predictability, which in this particular case is going to destroy your test scores. Y'all got it?
Well, I really hope you enjoyed Flip's talk on how a low-stress environment can free students to learn and then retain that information. This is something that all of our teachers should be aware of. If you found this talk helpful, please do us a favor, click the like button to share it with your friends, and also scroll down to the bottom of this post and answer the question, what stressors have you seen in schools and how do they affect your students? So let's continue the conversation below. We'd love to hear from you. Take care, and I'll see you soon.